really talk to it.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, so this past July, my grandmother passed away. And she was living with us here in the U.S., but she's from Egypt. So we had to, when she passed away on a Sunday. And it was a quick death. We were at the hospital, and they kind of botched up her surgery. And, you know, things happen. God bless, she's in a better place. But, so that Sunday, we had taken her off life support, and I myself was working. My mom and my aunt were there, and my uncle, who had all come from Egypt. And we had to get her body to Egypt because she wanted to be buried there, but also religiously, because we're Muslim, you have to bury someone within 24 hours. So we were like, shit, how are we going to get her to Egypt? Not only just to Egypt, but we had to get her to Alexandria, which no major airlines fly into Alexandria, at least not ones that would carry a dead body. So Sunday comes along. My mom has finally made peace with the fact that we're going to take her off life support. Her and my aunt leave, and my uncle leaves to go to the house to prepare for the washing of the body. And my sister and I are left at the hospital at Penn, trying to figure out what the hell to do. So I don't know if you've ever had to transport a body out of the state, let alone out of the country, but there's a lot of paperwork. And there's a lot of things that hospitals don't know about, even hospitals like Penn. So we were like, all right, so the nurse was like, so you have to get all of these things taken care of. One of them was free of disease in the surrounding area so that the body wouldn't be carrying any sort of like, I don't know, breakout type of crap. The second thing was we had to get her death certificate, and the third thing was we had to do something within our faith that's called rest of the body, which is like cleaning of the body, and we had to do it before she went into the morgue. So I'm sitting there and I'm with the nurses and I'm like running back and forth, and apparently the state of Pennsylvania makes it extremely difficult to even leave the city or like leave the state. So I had to call some guy who was the on-call representative in Harrisburg to try to get it done. And he was like, all right, well, here's my number, you got to fax it over. And he was like, you need a funeral home to sign it. So if you can get a funeral home to give you the death certificate, then you can at least get that moving, and then we'll try to get it all taken care of. And then we had a man in Egypt who worked, or in New York, a funeral home in New York, who's like, oh, I can take care of it, but you just need to find me a funeral home in Pennsylvania. So then this woman called Sister Khadija, which till this day is the vein of my existence, she's the only Muslim or Islamic funeral home in Philadelphia, and she's associated with this man in New York. So Sister Khadija comes and she's like, sister, I can help you with this. You shouldn't be, you just lost someone. And I was like, no. I will take care of it, just give me a death certificate. She's like, I will take care of all the paperwork, sister, don't worry about it. So finally my mom comes, we figure out that Sister Khadija says she's going to be able to get the certificate of non-congenital diseases and the death certificate for us at 10 a.m. because we have a flight leaving from New York on Egypt Air where they kicked off 4 people from the flight to get us on. It's something that airlines do where they like put them in a hotel and they're like, these people need a flight. So they kicked 4 people off, and we have to be at Egypt Air, or the Egyptian consulate in New York City by 12 o'clock, and then we have to be in the airport by 2 because our flight leaves at 6 because we have cargo, which is my grandmother. We have to be there by 2. So we wake up in the morning, and mind you, that evening, like we got her body. Sister Khadija took her. She said she had to embalm her. So my mom and my aunt did the cleaning or whatever, and then we took her at midnight to the mosque to pray for her. And it was torrential downpour. I kid you not, this was like the worst rain. It was like sometime in July, I don't know if anyone remembers this, it was a Sunday. And it was like this huge storm came out of nowhere. It was like the world ended. And I literally turned to my friend and I was like, of course, my grandmother would do this to us. So wow, I got a lot to tell you guys. so we do the prayer, whatever. It's Monday, I guess it's Monday morning. We wake up at 9 a.m. We go to the funeral home. We come in, and Sister Khadija, we're ready for the body. You're supposed to have the paperwork and everything done. And there's a man from New York who's going to take the body to the consulate and then to the airport. So we hear her in the back with 2 men and our grandmother's body. And we're like, WTF. Like, that's not cool. So, like, she's like, oh, I'll be out in a second. We come out. Apparently, when you embalm a body, I don't know, common sense would be to plug all the holes, but she didn't. So all the embalming fluid, like, came out of her body the night before. And so I had to go in because my mom and my aunt were with me, but they needed a fourth person. And my mom's like, don't look, don't look. I was like, Mom, it's fine. So we had to clean her body again. Then Sister Khadija hadn't apparently done the death certificate or gotten the certificate done of non-congenital diseases. Oh God, sorry guys, I'll be really quick. And so then, so she's sitting there and she's like, I'm gonna go, guys, don't worry, I'm gonna go get it. She had to go like some state thing or whatever. So I turned to my uncle and in Arabic, I was like, God, she's so slow, I can't stand this woman, she's so annoying. And there's this man sitting there who I didn't know was the guy who was gonna be taking the body. And little did I know that he understood Arabic, because he's from Sudan, and I was like, oh shit. He wouldn't look me in the eye for the rest of the trip because I insulted her in front of him, because apparently their families are close, which was really awkward. So finally Sister Khadija gets us to go at, I think 12 o'clock she gave us the body. We had to sprint to New York City, in the middle of Manhattan. The Egyptian consulate is on like 1st and 59th, so it's like right in the heart of crap. We get her body, we finally go to the cargo, we get lost for 2 hours, we can't find her body. The guy, like, sped past us, we finally get to the cargo, we get our grandmother's body, we get on the plane, we're all, like, stuck as sardines because it was right before Ramadan, so every Egyptian in the world wanted to go to Egypt for Ramadan. So we're, like, sitting there, and it's just horrible. Finally, we get to Egypt, and we have to get her to Alexandria before sunset, because you can't bury a body after sunset in Egypt, just on safety rules. So we get there and there's a traffic jam. I don't know if anyone's ever been to Egypt, but it's like you might as well just not move. I think the average car mileage per hour is 10 miles per hour. So we finally get to Alexandria right before the sunset, and we bury her, and it was like one of the most beautiful ceremonies.